for every photo you ever put
A
out.
long time. I ain't tweeted a long time.
But I'm just saying.
We're already having dissension like the Bloodline did. It is only on Saturday. It's only on Saturday.
Yeah,
you're calling me Marcus right now. You're calling me Jimmy Uso. That's what you're doing.
No. Jimmy Uso actually wrestles. He actually shows up. You know who you are?
Edge.
You're like Alpha. We barely see you, and you're mentioned by name.
Hey, but I'm also in the Hall of Fame. I'm in the Hall of Fame.
No, the Wild Samoa's in the Hall of Fame. Alpha didn't make it individually.
He did.
You're in the Hall of Fame like Paul Romo is in the Hall of Fame due to being a Four Horsemen or Mongo or Disciple in the NWO.
You just called me Mongo.
I did.
You can't call him Mongo.
Hope Mongo gets well, by the way.
I just feel like at that point I should just walk away from this show right now because clearly from the success that you, Manny, Jamal, Wes, and everybody, I am not necessary. You guys, I can retire and walk away from the game with no problems since I don't do any effort. Welcome everybody to the Sharpshooters podcast. I'm Eric.
You didn't even wear a shirt for the show.
You didn't either.
This is at least a shirt. This is cool, a shirt.
Too. You want me? Hey, you want me to be
that shit looks beat up.
Shirt off. I take my shirt off.
I don't care if you show your titties or not.
I take my shirt off.
Hold on. You really want him to put on a shirt? Do you remember what last time he wore on a show? He became the WWE Universe.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this, Manny. I'm just saying it like, you don't dress up for us like you do your young girls. That's all I'm saying. When you're taking pictures of young girls, you actually dress up for them.
Hey, look,
for us,
Eric is like Brock because he shows up on every show, whatever. You damn right I do. Right when Cody thinks he's going to win, you know what? I pulled his ass out. And he don't win shit. That's what I do. That's why I pull the numbers down. I know who I am. I'm the number decliner. Congratulations to you two for the success that you guys have created without me.
Hey, Manny. Welcome everybody to the Untitled Media Market Show. Back to our scheduled penis jokes. As they were expected to show.
Penis?
Yeah. Jesus. There you go. You're back.
I'm not going to have myself back. You guys remove me. I don't care. You clearly you don't need me. You don't need me.
Clearly you don't want to show up. You don't send me the link. So I'm just waiting around just to see if something's going to happen so I can actually click the show and know if there is a show today. My brain's scrambled. I haven't slept.
That's your problem, not mine.
You come in half-assed. I read a terrible title. People, the link. I'm sure there's nothing posted anywhere that there was a show. The description is they talk. It's just ridiculous.
And I tell you, Marcus, and I tell you this every weekend. You're more than welcome to do it since I don't do it to your liking. You're more than welcome. You can take the reins, sir. I have no problem just being a guest on the show. You can run this show like you run everything else that takes place on Wednesday on the Sharpshooters Network.
Oh,
you're more than welcome.
I'm not sure I want it. I don't really want him to run it like everything else. Because when last time I saw everything else, there was a fucking puppet on the screen.
You got that right, Manny. I got that right. All right, people do stuff for publicity stunts. And you know what? Our views were up. Our views were up, and because of that damn puppet. And I'm not gonna let you take it away from us.
Damn, I'm leaving. People got a
puppet.
No,
the views were up because we showed people that I scolded both of you on the.
There's no way in the descriptions that it says Manny shows up and scolds Marcus and Jamal on a Rello puppet. It doesn't say that anywhere. It was not advertised that Manny shows up, his mouth is bleeped out, he's all red. He's just angry at us because we had a puppet. In fact, no one knew there was a puppet, and you want to know something, Manny? No one has commented anti-puppet. I'm just saying.
You know what he said? Legendary said, I'm having a media scrum moment. You're right. I'm about to create my own show, which is me, myself, and I, that will have no effort in it. I'll just show up, and I'll just benefit off the 7,000 subscribers that you guys have now. That's just me. I'll be like Phil. Just feeding off of it. That's what I
And
do.
first of all, you call our 7,000 subscribers. It's Rhea Ripley's 7,000 or 6,000 subscribers. I give us credit for one. That's it.
Well, speaking of credit,
No,
it's now
I think
time to
Rhea
talk-
Ripley contributes to 5,000 of those, and then 1,000 of those is Steve Austin with the bedpan.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for. I also like to throw out a name that had the Captain Kelly, who was in early stages
I
of
actually
helping
do have a
out.
question for the thirst trapper himself, Manny. You put a lot of effort into your thirst trapping over the years, and I'm just curious. Did you ever think that Rhea Ripley would be the one that brought the thirst all the way to the channel?
No, but Hitler Youth could bring all that to the channel. Who knew?
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
Speaking of the youth, I saw
I
everybody.
mean, she does fit the description in the early age. White, blonde, Australian. I guess that fits.
I mean, I saw you guys' selection, and I know Manny was going for Bobby, and Marcus, you were going for Edge. Marcus, SmackDown started off with the triple threat match in the tournament. It was Edge, Rey Mysterio, and AJ Styles. Marcus, I know you were going for Edge. Were you disappointed that AJ was phenomenal once again and made it past the first round of the tournament?
I slapped my water cup over when he lost, Eric. I was really upset. I had a water cup and I had a cup of flute, and I slapped it over onto the floor. It was a big mess, all at my job. People saw it, and it was absolutely embarrassing. And this is actually a true story because it was an actual accident of me slapping over my cup, going like this. Ah, shit. Not being upset. I'm just saying, I just was really upset that AJ won this match. I am an AJ Styles fan. I think he is, quote unquote, phenomenal. And I respect his ability. But I ain't got no belief that he winning that title. There's not an ounce of my body that believe he's going to beat Seth freaking Rollins. And I didn't even plan on saying the freaking in now when I said that. I meant to say Seth fucking Rollins at Night of Champions. I don't believe it. Edge, on the other hand, I feel like was a matchup. But we've had that match before anyway. So I'm just really upset.
This is where I disagree with you. When I was watching this match, and I said, man, even though AJ Styles has been on the shelf for how long with his ankle injury, he was still in a lot better shape than Edge. Edge was laboring, and I was like, Edge does not need to be in this title picture. So when AJ scored the pin, I actually popped because I was watching it on my phone in the car. I was happy that AJ made it through this round. Manny, go ahead.
Finish the story.
We're not finishing stories, as you can see what happened on Monday Night Raw.
Edge was trying to finish his own damn story. No, Edge was trying to finish his own damn story many months ago, and then he got side quests by Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, forming the Judgment Day, killing Finn Balor, and doing all the stuff with Beth Phoenix. His whole goal of coming back at that Rumble was regaining the title he never lost. And here we are, and the opportunity to put him in a situation to win the title he never lost. And what is all of this?
That's repeat audio feedback. Mr. Feedback is trying to show up again.
And I'm combobulated now. I'm combobulated. That's all I'm saying. He could have finished the story in Saudi Arabia. That's what people in Saudi Arabia want.
Now, did you want Edge to make it past this one, or were you hoping that Rey Mysterio was going to do it? Because I thought it was kind of funny that the announcers alluded to maybe Dominic coming and getting involved in this one and costing Rey Mysterio this match, but it was actually a clean win for AJ in this match.
Well, I saw the Edge promo before SmackDown of him citing that he never lost the World Heavyweight title. And it's been 12 years and all this type of going into it that he had to retire. I thought that maybe that would have kind of swayed my decision for him to win, but I didn't want him to win. And I think I just don't find it interesting anymore. I just don't find it anymore.
No, he's talking about Edge.
No, Edge just isn't interesting anymore.
No, I don't think Edge is
I think Manny's connection sounds like he's coming from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia right now. And you are going in and out. I don't know if it's happening on just my end or Eric's end.
No, it's
But
not my end. But I heard Manny struggling because I know Manny's like on that 5 second delay when I ask a question and he come in. All right, yeah, we're here. It's a war zone and shit is going down. But he downloaded a very large game, so I understand his situation. You know, the thing about it, I was happy that AJ won. I mean, AJ still seems to have a rocket strapped to his back, even though he hasn't been prominent in a long time. But I mean, I think going in, I know who Manny was really going for. So hopefully he can reconnect at this point. Marcus, let me talk about Monday Night Raw. Did you enjoy Seth Rollins defeating Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura? Because Nakamura was kind of like AJ. He probably didn't belong in this match, but at the same time, it made sense for the narrative.
no, I think in the rebuilding of Shinsuke Nakamura, of treating him as a big deal, I think that he, I would have been okay with him winning that match. But I knew this title from the jump it was coming down to Rollins and Cody. Cody being assassinated was a nice surprise of throwing a twist to the story and of him continuing his side quest because at the thing I thought he was done with Brock. I was like, oh, that's a nice little ending to it. It didn't seem like it was over, but it kind of felt like, all right, he could win this title, and then maybe Brock comes back and attacks him, and then they fight for the title or something like that, or he's still chasing it. But whatever that situation was, I had no problem with Seth winning because he is the quote-unquote biggest star on Raw these days, and he does have the biggest matches. And plus, the man had to wrestle Omos. The man needs a break.
He did. The funny thing about that, Mark, you bring up, like, although I watched Raw after everybody else, and so I knew that Brock Lesnar cost Cody the match, I still felt that the surprise of Brock coming in, it still got me. I was like, oh, look at Brock. And I appreciate Finn's reaction of saying, hey, let me get this win in this situation. And then afterwards, Brock's promo was a little questionable. Like, I want a street fight. But I would say that Cody handled his
Look at my face.
Cody handled his ass beating a lot better than someone handled their ass beating on SmackDown. And we're just going to stall right now until Manny gets back, and we'll go back and continue.
Well, I can linger on this subject because Luchador said, I like that it's AJ Styles because it's going to be Seth, so we may as well get a banger match out of it. And you know what? I agree, but I think Edge can also deliver a banger match. Like, this triple threat match was really good with all these 40-year-old men. Yeah, it's disheartening that the entire title picture is in their 40s. Because in both triple threat matches, everybody was in their 40s except for Austin Theory.
But Mark,
you know what?
People have said over time and time again that in the prime of professional wrestling is that 40-year-old mark. And that's what question I was going to ask you and Manny in this situation, where you go into AEW where you have a younger set of professional wrestlers in their title pictures with Sammy, Jungle Jack, Darby, and MJF, where they're still trying to grow into the men that they're trying to be, but then you have these older men right here who kind of know who they are and which story. The only person that we're missing is Randy Orton because we don't know where Randy's at. But Randy could easily fit in this situation because even Miz, Finn, and Cody, I think, are all in their 40s, right?
Cody is not in his 40s. I believe Cody is like 35, 36. But everybody else is in their 40s.
Because
Cody's not 40 yet.
Brandy's 41, so she's a cool.
Yeah. She just like she been doing that. Huh. She an older lady.
Oh yeah, he 37, 1985. 1985. Yeah.
Well, me and him were doing the mirrors together. But
wait a minute. Mark, I know I haven't been on the show, but this feels like a shot at AEW. AEW has the best junior heavyweight division ever. Is that a shot or is that a compliment, Marcus? Can you explain that to me?
No, I 100% agree. It is a junior heavyweight division because these dudes they're a child. They're children. They're babies. And none of them are ready to be a main eventer. And Jungle Boy, and I want to say this for the record, and I don't give a damn about Stephen A. attitude. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Jungle Boy will never be ready for the main event.
He ain't never. His package was shit. Manny,
no, him and Sammy are both shit. But no. I would rather take this 40-plus-year-old WWE main event scene than the AEW current main event scene because they are pushing the current wrong people, I feel like, in that company. There was other people, if it was Ricky Starks or even a Wardlow or Hobbs or even Christian. Old ass. If he was in the title picture, I'd support it because he full of hate. I just feel they're old. I mean, not old. I just feel the young guys are just not ready. And MJF is on a different level, and he is lowering his own stock by even being associated with these bums.
And you have to admit that their AEW's close to 40 crew is a little bit better, more seasoned than they are. But, Manny, I want to get back to you because we're talking about the 40-year-old triple threat. Manny, I know you were extremely invested in the next triple threat because you wanted Bobby to win. My question for you, who bled better,
neck.
Bobby or Mox
sorry.
this week? Who bled better, Bobby or Mox?
Wait a minute.
I mean, Mox's skin is made out of paper anyway, so like that's not a fair question. Hey,
Manny, it took a lot more work for that barbed wire wrap chair to break through that skin. It did.
That is a completely loaded question when you're talking about who bladed the best, because the real answer is Brock Lesnar, who bladed the best this week. If you want to give good blades out, no one knows how Brock bladed himself, other than that Brock was crazy enough to stab himself into the turnbuckle. Which is what the reports are saying, is that it was 100% intentional for him to bleed, and Brock stabbed himself in that corner. And no one saw it, and it was beautiful. That might be the best.
But Marcus, the bleeding of Bobby Lashley is so impressive. Is that on WWE the pictures are in black and white that feature Bobby Lashley because they're not showing that blood. And I'm like, man, they got black and white pictures. Manny, where you happy?
I disagree with the Bobby Lashley, but I'm sorry you jumped in for Manny. I'm sorry.
Manny, were you happy that Bobby was able to defeat Sheamus and Austin Theory? Because once again, Sheamus and Theory, I like Sheamus. But I felt like in this one, it made me conflicted because I was like, you know what? It has to be Bobby. It has to be Bobby.
It has to be Bobby, but you kind of saw it during the match. It was all Sheamus and Theory that did all the groundwork of that match. Bobby just came in and cleaned up. Yeah. But it had to be Bobby. But I felt like Bobby could have gone to the finals. But there's me. That's my opinion.
What about you? Oh, go ahead.
I would have liked them to put some respect on Austin Theory's name and had him win it. Yes, he's the United States champion, and I would have I still had him win and go probably to the finals of this tournament. It would have gave him some credibility, and him and Seth would have had probably a good match. And it would have gave them someone to really boo. Now you have a case of two people that everybody kind of would be okay with if they win. Like, I'll let AJ win. I'll let Seth win. Whatever. It doesn't hurt. I like both of these guys. No, I would rather have a villain. Someone that everybody hates. Vince's boy. To stir up the masses of the internet. If he's going to win, Vince is really in charge. Theory's going to win the tournament. Boo-hoo-hoo. It gives the people with Seth Rollins' word to win this title a reason to be like, thank God Vince's boy didn't win. Triple H is still in charge. I feel like that would have been the relief. It would have had a true heel. AJ is not a heel. Rollins is not a heel. It's just two faces fighting for a title that no one honestly care about because that title means nothing because we all know who the real champion is, the Tribal Chief.
Well, since you brought up the Tribal Chief, let's talk about Bloodline taking care of their business in the ring because there's no reason to talk about Cameron Grimes defeating Baron Corbin. I don't like when my family fights each other, so it bothered me to see two people that I enjoy that have no direction destroy each other in a meaningless feud. So Reigns came down to the ring. He praised Solo for what Solo has accomplished, and Solo was still mad. You guys acknowledge it. Solo was still pissed because he hasn't taken out Kevin and Sammy yet. And then
he didn't say anything. Roman mind read that.
I know he did.
Incredible.
I know he did.
I thought he was doing a ventriloquist act, and I was tripping. What you say, Solo? Huh? It was like he was talking to Blue for Blue's Clues.
Yes, he was.
What's that, Solo? Huh? It's over here? All right. We just got a letter. But things took
a turn for the worse, man. They took a turn for the worse to a direction
from Alpha.
I hadn't seen what was going because Roman started making points that were valid to the Usos. Like, hey, you guys had the audacity to dedicate a match to me. Why in the hell did you dedicate a tag match to me? I am not a tag wrestler. I'm the greatest singles wrestler of all time. What? We have a holiday. I mean, he wanted apologies because they kept failing, Marcus. Jimmy wasn't about that apology. So why are they changing roles? Because I can't tell who's bad at Roman. First it's Jay, then it's Jimmy.
They're both mad. At this point, they're both mad, and it's okay for Jimmy to change his role here because he's nobody's bitch. Was he nobody's bitch, or was that Jay?
Yeah, he's nobody's bitch.
He's nobody's bitch, and he ain't going out there apologizing for nothing.
He got pie face though.
Yeah, I mean the tribal chief was pissed. Yeah, the tribal chief came with one intention and one intention only: to be on this warpath and tear down the Usos. And Eric, this is some petty shit that I would do to you. Okay, for you. You know, not carrying your end of the show, bringing in all your extra weight. I and Manny will now go after the tag team titles. It would have been me and you. It would have been me and you, but it's me and Manny now going after the tag team titles. And yes, why I'm saying this, because earlier in the week, my co-host and new brother, who said he has a secret to beat the tribal chief, and I forgot what it was, but I'm sure he'd be more prepared to defeat the Sammy and Kevin than you would be.
Okay, I don't give a fuck.
El Luchador, this is what I have to do every time you fucking use profanity. Someone has to approve your nonsense. I'm tired of it. Stop using profanity, and you're going to be put in fucking timeout if next time you do it.
Wow, wow, and you use profanity to tell him that situation.
It's okay to curse with words, but it's not okay to cuss in literature, Eric.
Like I said, you keep talking all this sauce right now. I could go call Ryan and maybe El Luchador, and we could have us a spinoff, and we could have a rival corporation called the Sharpshooters. That's what we can do.
Good luck, attach yourself to Ryan and his loyalty, Eric. Go ahead. I'd love to see you that. That's like being with Solo Sikoa in the middle of your show. He gonna try to thumb you in the neck.
So, Manny, speaking of people having tested loyalty, we go backstage where Caleb Braxton's interviewing Damage Control, and as Bailey is talking, you can see the faces that EO is making towards Bailey. Is this going to be a face turn or a heel turn? What's going on with Damage Control? They need to have some type of control. A lot of shit going down.
EO's going to separate, and then Dakota is going to be lost on who she's going to side with, because she always needs someone to be with someone. She's always everyone's side chick. That's what she is.
That's actually a good name, the Dull Shooters. I think that's pretty good.
Not the sharpest tools in the drawer.
So the next match that took place, though, was this racism reincarnated. When I saw racism walk out, when I saw Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez walk out dressed in Hulk Hogan colors, I was like, this is bullshit. I felt like they called me the N-word multiple times as they walked down to the ring, and I wanted Damage Control to win and fulfill the prophecy that Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville made to them on Raw, where they said, you guys ain't gonna win. We're prepared to face Damage Control. F those people. I can't stand Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, and I said it. Marcus, what you have to speak on this match?
With all due respect to the complaint committee or whatever the hell they call themselves, with Sonya and Chelsea, I think that they were screwed out of this opportunity, and Bailey ruined it for them. They knew they knew what they were gonna fight. They knew. It was all set up. I would have did a run-in. I would have came to the arena and made sure I'm not fighting Liv and Raquel. And by the way, Eric, we all know Dakota Kai is going to try to beg to get back up with Raquel Gonzalez if she ever broke up on Damage Control. Because she ain't got nowhere else to go. She should have never broke up with her. They should have never broke up. Dakota's been lost ever since. She's been fired and been blamed for everything ever since that has happened.
It's kind of like Blanchett and Candice LeRae trying to tell Johnny Gargano it's not really good to get back with Ciampa, because we know that's what he was hitting at. Because, when people were talking about great tag teams in the mid-card mess this week, I forget people didn't bring up DIY. DIY was a really good tag team, and I think that's the only way that Johnny and Ciampa can survive injury-wise and career-wise on the main roster, and I can expect a match between Sammy, Kevin, and all of them together will be a fire match at some place. And I look forward to the reunion. I do.
So Marcus, I need to
love a double turd.
I need to bring you up to speed because whilst Derek didn't send you the link to the show today, there was an off-air discussion about colors, because he is referring to red and yellow being worn by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, being linked to Hulk Hogan.
It's
but
racist.
I feel I feel like Hogan at his most racist was wearing black and white, and he's attributing racism of Hogan to red and yellow.
I disagree.
Which means Eric must see racism whenever he sees the USC Trojans,
Yep.
The 49ers.
Yep.
Hold on. First of all, I disagree with the red yellow. I disagree with the red yellow being the least the black and white being the more racist version of Hulk Hogan. I 100% disagree, and I have evidence. Virgil was in the NWO, and so was Dennis Rodman. Boom, he was okay then. He was okay. He had a good period. Red, black, or red, yellow.
Marcus,
He was teaming with Mr. T. That's good evidence, but that's just one.
How do you know that wasn't management trying to hide the racism? It's like, you got to put 2 black people in here to make it seem like you're not racist. Just a gang of white people. We need all ethnicities here. We need. I'm
just saying, the most racist version of Hogan is red yellow. Here's my evidence. Here we go. The red yellow ran TNA Impact Wrestling to the ground. He fired Jay Lethal for no reason. He was friends with Bubba the Love Sponge at that moment. Slept with Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. And then went on a nigga tirade at that run. So I'm going to point out that Red Yellow Hogan is his peak, his prime, TNA run, racist Hulk Hogan.
You see, Manny, you forget about that run because when he was in Impact, he was rocking red and yellow. And that's why I associate red and yellow. And plus, I just don't like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
You just look for excuses. Oh, they dedicated this match to Hulk Hogan. What's next? They gonna dedicate their what's next? They gonna dedicate their next match to Hitler or Donald Trump or anybody else they can think of.
Chelsea and Sonya was doing God's work trying to get their title shot, going around getting petitions signed. They found Xia Li to sign shit. They were doing it, and then Liv Morgan go and invalidate that entire petition by kissing that shit. She kissed it. Put her nasty like Steph Curry with that mouthpiece. Just nasty for no reason.
That's not the nastiest thing to happen in a WWE title. I'm just saying. Well, there's worse things. There's worse things. Yeah. Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Trish. I got a sign. Thank you for Paige. Thank you, Paige.
Marcus, Manny's gonna probably have a long rant on this because somebody channeled an old part of himself that he hated. But I'm gonna have you speak on this first, Marcus.
No, but I want to stay on these women's tag team titles. Eric, what's going on with the women's tag team titles?
Marcus, I don't know.
Let's be frank. I don't acknowledge the current tag team champions as the tag team champions. I am now acknowledging Alba Fire and Isla Dawn as my tag team champions.
They are my tag team champions. Like I said, I learned how to pronounce Isla Dawn's name when we saw her live. I understand what her name was. I know who she is now. She spoke to me. I know.
I mean, there's a video in 1997 of Shawn Michaels calling Bret Hart the Grand Wizard.
Yes.
and Bret Hart allegedly using the N-word.
Yes.
In the Nation of Domination's locker room. So Marcus, they in Nashville.
Hold on. I want to show Manny a little growth. There you go, Manny. You happy?
Yeah.
You happy?
Yes. So there we go.
So Marcus, we're in Nashville. We're celebrating. Bianca Belair's at home. She thinks it's good. Bianca, Asuka comes out to the ring and spits in her face. Marcus, how did you feel about seeing Asuka spit into Bianca's face?
I was 100% in agreement, even though Bianca may be a cousin of mine, being from Tennessee. Who knows? I was 100% in agreement because I want to say this, and I want Bianca to hear this, and I want her to watch Stephen A. Smith Rowe. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Your title reign has been doo-doo. It's been doo-doo.
All right, Marcus.
And it's time for a change. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Marcus, okay, thank you for that, for keeping it. Now, Manny, the floor is yours. Please tell the world.
So, no. So I just got really angry with the fact that it's just mist, all right? It isn't acid. It isn't acid.
You don't know?
Mark, let Manny go. He has this in his heart.
It's clearly water-based because Asuka's mouth would be... Unless Asuka's mouth is somehow got asbestos and whatever in it to make it okay to have that in her mouth, or she's part dragon, I don't know. to spit that in Bianca's face, and then for Bianca to react like a fish out of water, screaming and everything. I've lost respect for her. And then also, whilst you were invited to the pre-show meeting, Eric pointed out that I clearly didn't like Bianca Belair and Montez Ford at the early stages of their career when they were overselling. And this was an oversell that I hated. Thank you.
Thank you. So
that was a speech. That was a speech.
You have to understand, this was about because it's the second time he did this, but he was very passionate about this. I also agree with him. Bianca, it was green mist. I've seen other people get missed. Becky took the green mist with like a champ. She didn't.
Becky's the man. That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
well, she missed. Oscar missed and they added CGI effects to it.
It don't matter. Bad bitches miss sometime too, man.
Bad bitches.
It's not an excuse.
Just saying. Shit happens. I mean, you're right. Bianca needs something to liven up her title reign.
Can I also have a dispute with, disagree with the Lord here? I would like to have a rebuttal to why Bianca acted the way she acted. One, Manny, imagine Shantae having a Japanese woman spit some shit into her hair.
Oh, we're gonna say Key spit into Shantae's face. Okay.
I would not put Key in this. But yes,
Shantae's black. Why
but
not?
now maybe Key loves black people. Now Kiara, on the other hand, her daughter, if she were to spit mist into Shantae's face, eyes, and hair, how would Shantae react to it, Eric?
Well, see, Manny doesn't understand this concept, and I'm going to have to let Manny know. See, Bianca was not upset because the mist got in her face. She was upset because the mist got into her hair. It probably took her at least 2 to 3 hours to get that hair laid back into that ponytail and shit like that. And now she got to go back to the shop where she paid an enormous amount of money to get her hair redone because she was at home in Nashville. She went to her girl who been doing her hair for 75 years, like, old Miss Mabel, like, oh, baby, you here getting your hair done. Look, you see how that part was perfect in the middle? She made that outfit. I mean, shit.
She turned into the Incredible Hulk. What the fuck?
Once again, this is clearly water-based because...
Hold on. All right, Manny, I'm gonna also throw a monkey into your wrench. Or whatever that a wrench in your monkey? How's that work?
Marcus, go put some yellow and red on, because you talk about monkeys when you talk about black people. Go ahead.
But let me put something on this. Let me tell you something. If I were to, Manny, God forbid, do the Tide Pod challenge and start eating Tide Pods, but I were to chew that Tide Pod and spit that bleach into your eyes, that shit would burn like hell. Would I be okay with my stomach? Maybe not. Would I be sick? Maybe, but I wouldn't show that shit because I'm a petty, disgusting individual. I'm just saying you can do that shit and it still will burn the shit out of your eyes.
That's true. And I would also like to give.
I think Asuka is beyond chewing up Tide Pods.
I also want to give my respect to Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Bobby Lashley for doing heavy lifting and having 2 matches on the same night. I mean, for how old that they are, for them to go out there and do what they do, especially for AJ and Bobby to have as long as the match they had in the main event of SmackDown.
That was like 10 minutes.
It felt longer.
The first match was a lot longer.
But still, Manny, although I cheered AJ to win the triple threat because I didn't want Edge anywhere near the title because I want his old ass to disappear, I was disappointed that Bobby did not win this match. I wanted Bobby to win. However, I understand there's probably better plans for Bobby. AJ versus Seth is going to be a great match. The Saudi Arabia is going to really enjoy this. However, I'm sad that Bobby still can't seem to break through the glass ceiling. Where does Bobby go from here, Manny?
I would love to see a program of just Bobby and Sheamus beating the shit out of each other every week. It could be my new Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. I think that works for me.
I'm afraid the Dark Rose that will lead Sheamus to go down.
Mark, let me pause though, because Eldridge Dirk has booked the perfect way to Hell in a Cell. Asuka should just keep with Bianca's hair every week, leading to a Hell in a Cell match. And once again, look at those edits. Look at him growing as a person. Go ahead, Manny.
I want to also add, yes, he's a good Christian boy now, man. Here's something I don't know. But I don't understand how this leads to Hell in a Cell and how that stops her from messing with the hair. I would think we would build to a hair versus hair match, but I digress.
But I enjoyed SmackDown. I thought it was fun. I thought it had a good story. I mean, I look forward to Night of Champions. I mean, I really have no complaints. I thought Raw was a solid show too. I mean, there was a couple of things I didn't care for that took place on that show. But overall, I thought WWE had a fairly good week for a tournament week that I expected to be entertaining because I like me some tournaments. I just wish they weren't. I just wish it wasn't so quick.
Do you think WWE could have just done the triple threats this week and then done the semifinals next week?
I think they could have, but I think their problem is that Monday Night Raw we have 3 hours to fill, and then Friday Night Smackdown we have 2 hours to fill. So I don't know what we're gonna do in this situation.
Asking Edge to show up for 2 consecutive weeks, Manny, is demanding. That's like asking Eric to do 2 straight Saturday shows.
Marcus, Edge was eliminated in the first round. Edge didn't need to show up next week.
This could be debated. Christian having a way better last run than Edge. I don't really know what Christian is doing. I mean,
Christian is mean.
I agree. He's nasty.
Christian is mean.
Eric.
He is JC Jane. JC Jane is embodying Christian.
Yeah, but it's worse. I think there's levels to Christian's hate. Eric, this week, what did Christian come out? What did Christian come out and do? What did he come out and do? Just tell me. Go on, flat out tell me what he came out and did.
Marcus, he decided that he was gonna come out there and decide that he was going to become the number 1 contender for Wardlow's title. He wasn't going to talk about his daddy issues, but because everybody in WWE got daddy issues, apparently.
You mean AEW?
AEW. I mean, Christian was a piece of shit.
No, Eric.
No, hold on.
Eric, he didn't want to talk about his Wardlow's daddy issues because Wardlow's father wasn't relevant.
Yes. Yes, and he's not important. He's a nobody, and they ain't wasting the people's time talking about nobody like that.
You know the sad part about Christian? Christian is just an older version of Kaiser from Imperium. I feel like Kaiser could be that petty.
Eric, you're missing the point of all the petty, the deep-rooted hate that Christian had tonight. One, he first came out to criticize all of Detroit, saying he hates this town, which, is good. He said not one positive thing about tonight, and he came a worse person after that sentence. Eric, he started attacking the legacy of Arn Anderson. And talk about
you might not know this, but Arn Anderson has a son named Brock on the roster, and he decided that he would rather attach himself to Wardlow because he saw an opportunity to be relevant. Because Arn no one ever cared about Arn. He was the guy that teamed with Tully. He was the guy that was with. Yes, I remember now, Marcus. You have jogged my memory. Christian was out for blood.
Eric,
he had a machine gun. He sprayed everybody.
Eric,
nobody would say he's cheated.
Eric, as I learned earlier in the week, and I explained to Manny that I learned this in a group, Christian was even dirtier, and it went over everybody's head when he said Arn, after losing the son, had to attach himself to Wardlow. Arn just recently lost his, I think his oldest son, Eric.
Oh, he did?
It's been a week. It's been like a week.
Christian ain't shit.
And that's who he was talking about. He wasn't talking about Brock. He still has Brock, but he's a disappointment. But he lost his actual son. And he went like that. And once someone told me that, I wish this was my own information when I remembered. Sorry, rest in peace to, I think it's Barrett Anderson. I forgot because that happened like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, fuck, Christian ain't shit.
No,
Christian ain't shit. And he's warranted every boo he deserves. And I think he needs to eliminate himself from Luchasaurus. And I'm right now and giving him the award right now. As we always give best big man in the game, Christian has took the crown to my favorite heel in wrestling right now.
Well, he got the turtleneck on, man. A turtleneck.
He's a piece of shit, Eric. He's everything MJF wished he thought he was. He's everything that Dominic Mysterio is going. We hope he grows into.
Dominic aspires to be Christian Cage.
Yeah,
Dominic just get booed without even saying anything. He just gets booed for whatever reason. But let me talk about some AEW real quick.
Before you do that, one more sentence, Eric. I thought SmackDown was the most balanced show of the week, but Dynamite was the best show of the week.
It was very balanced.
Just to cover this, I mean, we don't have enough people that donate to the show, so having a Patreon would be kind of useless.
I barely show up for this show. Why would I show up for the Patreon show?
So no, there wouldn't be a Patreon show. It'd just be like tiers to donate to the show. But
yeah. Hello, help Christian stay. I always sell help Christian stay hateful.
I mean,
a man named Christian has so much hate.
I finally got my Money in the Bank ticket, so technically now I need Money in the Bank.
You know,
my ticket was
funny.
expensive.
It'd be funny though if we all showed up in turtlenecks, but it's kind of hot right now. Nobody can show up in the turtleneck, just like in honor of Christian Cage. Yeah, Marcus, that's really petty. I didn't realize he was that evil. I mean,
yeah, he's at a different level of evil that I don't think anybody's at right now. But well, there was something else that we were talking
Manny
about.
could not explain to me this in the pre-show match because this is a match that took place on Dynamite that I enjoy for reasons I should not enjoy, but I did. It was Julia Hart versus Anna Jay in a no holds barred match. Marcus, how did they get to that level of no holds barred? How did they get to that point? How did they get there?
I didn't even know they were feuding.
You know, of all the matches we were going to talk about on Dynamite, all the matches. I didn't think on this show I'll be talking about Anna Jay.
I mean, he's the worst one that happened on that.
Julia Hart. And you know what, Eric? I'm glad you brought it up. Because I personally want to say this for the record. I am extremely pissed with AEW this week. And I'm gonna stay this pissed for one reason. And I told Manny this on Thursday why I am pissed. It is simply Julia Hart had an entrance. I have never seen her entrance. I was in awe of her entrance. She was on her Scarlett Bordeaux shit, singing her song, coming out in total bliss. She looked like the fucking Undertaker or the Scarecrow from a Batman cartoon. It looked amazing. I was into it. And then all of a sudden, Anna Jay ruined it. And I went, they just fucked up Dynamite for me. In that very moment. Because I wanted to finish the story.
Now you finally understand my ranking in the House of Black. I told you. Julia Hart was up high. She was high.
No, this match is terrible. It demerits any class when she decided to wrestle.
Marcus, the match was fine.
Did they land on them chairs?
Anna Jay was.
Did they land on them chairs? They had one job to do in this match, and that was land on that pile of chairs that they set up multiple times. Did they land on them chairs? Then Excalibur had to lie to me. Yes or no? Then Excalibur had to lie to me.
Marcus, sometimes you just accept pretty things and you let pretty things do what pretty things do. That's all I gotta say.
No,
I mean,
beauty is on the inside, Eric. To me, beauty is on the inside. That was ugly.
But then they had to follow this shit because, once again, I'm a fan of the House of Black. I enjoyed the trios match, but no one can explain to me how Chuck and Trent teams up with Bandito and they get a shot at the trios title.
Because they set the rules, Eric. They set the rules. So
they won the Battle Royal. They won the Battle Royal, right? They won the Battle Royal. That's why they're the number one contenders.
I think so. Then also on the graphic they put out. So I only thought there was three rules to their open house match. But then AEW put up an additional rule, which was there was a 20 count. Any three competitors can form a trio, which is the thing where I was like, the best friends of Bandito? Okay. And then there's no rope breaks. DQs are enforced. And then there's dealer's choice. So you can pick whatever stipulation you want.
Eric,
I would point out that what you have a question for me?
Yes. Because me and Manny we're going for the trios title, and yes, you can come along if you want. They gave us the title shot, Eric, in this open house, which I still think they ripped us off completely from everything we've ever done when we brought up the house years ago. But they gave us our title shot, Eric, and our due. They gave us dealer's choice. We can pick a stipulation, Eric.
And we gonna get rid of the witch.
No. What's your stipulation? Right off the jump.
What's the stipulation?
Yeah, what's your jump?
They have to lay down and let me pin them to the count of 3. I mean, I'm trying to win this match.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. As soon as you give me that, you lost your title. You lost. I think Manny said, "Oh, if you get in the ring, you lose your title."
Yeah, I mean,
as soon as you start doing shit like that, I think if you gave a toddler, Eric, and you told the teacher said, "All right, guys, here's my rules for the classroom," and if my toddler were to be asked, "What if you can make this last rule and it can be anything you want, any possibility in the world?" And if you were in Tyler, your immediate answer probably would be, I like the ace of the class, or it'd be something ridiculous, or the teacher has to eat duty, or some shit like that. Some nonsense. Everybody would pass this, and the best friends immediately go, no witches at Wingside. It just made me sick. This is the first time they did the stipulation and it killed it.
And all it led was for
shit.
The natural trio would have been
the Clay did win that battle royal.
The natural trio would have been him and Orange Cassidy, but Orange Cassidy had his title defense that he always has to have on every episode of Dynamite, and then he got attacked from the dude from Aussie Open. The thing about it is that I felt like, AEW has some solid wrestling matches, but it was so many things that were going on. I was like, I don't know why half of this is happening. When we go to the main event, I didn't understand how Kenny and Mox got to this no holds bar in the cage match and shit.
What do you mean?
What?
They've been stabbing each other for weeks.
They've been trying to stab each other with screwdrivers.
Yeah, and for years, and for weeks, there's been interference from the BCC and the PBS and everybody else is involved in this. I honestly don't know. The Elite, I couldn't think of their name. Everybody's been fighting each other.
What happened?
He became Fandango.
Because now he's just swaying his hips, and I'm like, man, this guy was like the prize product. He won the PWG tournament. Like him being associated with Jericho has ruined his career. While Wheeler Yuta, still that little piece of shit, gets to still benefit for being in part of the BCC that no one even cares. Like, I hate that dude. Fuck Wheeler Yuta. I said it.
So back to this cage match, Eric. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was fine. True, the whole time I was watching it, I wish I should have called one of you guys and figured out what they was fighting for, because they really didn't give me no backstory.
I just want to point out, you would never call me. You would always call Marcus. I don't know why you said I would have called one of you guys.
And what you would have called about, you would have said, Marcus, turn to channel 8. Look what Guy Fieri's doing. Or something nonsensical.
The thing about it is that I don't.
Or you would call me, hey, Marcus, you would never guess what Kiara did. And I'll go, what? She spit in Jonte's face. She spit some green mist in her face.
Or my favorite.
Where did she get green mist from?
My favorite text that I said yesterday. Hey, you want to go see a Latin? Oh yeah, let's go see a Latin.
Yeah, no follow up on that.
Oh yeah, I bought the tickets. If I say
you didn't tell me how much the tickets were. You didn't tell me when. You didn't give me nothing. You just said, "Hey, you want to see a Latin?"
It's September 16th at 8 o'clock. It's a Saturday. You don't work Saturday, so I figured that'd be.
I don't know when I'm gonna be in September, man.
Oh, that's true.
I'm disappointed in you in the way you text that, because I would have said, "Hey, Marcus, I can show you the world."
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Well, no, because somebody.
That'd be too beautiful. I might tear up if someone sent me some shit like that.
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
You gonna take me around in your magic carpet?
Christian Cage is the modern day Jafar right now. That I think about it, Jafar was a bitter motherfucker. That's what.
Jafar was
right now.
Jafar was a man, Eric, just trying to run a fucking country with the Sultan, who's a fucking idiot, and people made it personal. The Sultan should have lost this country. He should have lost Aqaba right off the jump. He was an idiot and a fool.
No, but so
Jafar was so. And then one sketch, Jafar, I think it was Saturday Night Live. Jafar was so gay, Eric. He didn't even wait. He just didn't want to marry Jasmine, to be honest. He just wanted to take over the country, but he knew he had to go through Jasmine. He knew he had to go through that.
Well, back to the main event. I thought Mox versus Omega had a solid match. They missed some of the moves, but I didn't care about that as much. I was just more confused about the story.
No, hold on, pause. I cannot. No, this is gonna deal with on the show. That is
Heavyweights, oh boy.
Heavyweights is up there. Heavyweights is amazing.
Heavyweights is up there, but I wouldn't say it's the first best movie of Disney.
Like Heavyweights should not be number one.
I'm going to give Evolutionary credit that Heavyweights has rose in the rankings due to all the remakes Disney has made of their live action films that have all been caca. They've been terrible, they've been boo-boo for the most part, and unnecessary. I don't understand why I got Beyonce in The Lion King, and that's not about Beyonce, but that Lion King was unnecessary when I had the animated one.
Beyonce fucked up that Lion King with her Nia, because that was not Nia, that was fucking Beyonce.
That was Beyonce, what's weird to me? Simba, let's go over here and do this. So I'm like, get out of here, Beyonce.
Like, no. Put a ring on it.
I didn't need that. I didn't need the new Aladdin movie. Didn't need the Will Smith Blue Genie. I didn't need any of this. I didn't watch the new Peter Pan movie or TV show, whatever they did. But I'm pretty sure it's not as good as any version of Peter Pan there's ever been. Just saying.
We can't watch Heavyweights yet because we still have to wait for Shantae so we can finish off Beverly Hills Cop 3.
For the record, I'm okay with skipping Beverly Hills Cop 3 and moving straight to Heavyweights.
Marcus hates
I learned how to take down every fat kid in the world by sticking my fingers in between the rest of their legs and then chopping their knees on the side. And that disables any fat kid.
Can it be Christian Cage Barker?
No, we've decided it's Logan Jamal.
Oh, Logan Jamal.
But congratulations. I hope it does happen today. And I hope the delivery is safe and I hope everything goes well.
Yes.
That kid will be the greatest wrestler of all time. Or Reed.
That baby is going to be wrestling, watch more wrestling than any baby ever.
That baby's going to come on the show and educate.
No, we can't watch cartoons. We have to watch this random people in the indie scenes fight each other.
That kid is gonna be like Excalibur just when you talk to him. AEW Dynamite this week. It's gonna be. He's gonna go over all the matches and you're gonna be like, "You're only 5. You shouldn't be doing
that baby's gonna be doing swantons by 6 months."
Gentlemen, I mean, I have to talk about this segment because I need to talk about this segment.
No, we gotta finish this cage match stuff. The drama of the turd. What do you think about the turd?
I mean, the turd was whatever. I mean, I thought that, I guess it added something to the match. I mean, once they went through the cage, like, Mox really did do a great job of selling a lot of stuff. Kenny looked like he got fucked up. Like, the thing that made me laugh the most is that Kenny kept hurting his hand. There was no blood, but you know how like, you get pierced with something and that shit is just annoying? He kept like, fuck, that hurt.
Wait a minute. I forgot we had this discussion. Eric, you know how I am with knives. How if someone stick out a knife at me, I'll be like, get that shit out of here. You know how I am.
Yeah.
Eric, Manny says he does not fear any broken glass. Like, if he landed on broken glass, he'd be like, that's all right.
First of all, Marcus, let me point out to you right now how those announcers were trying to tell me that little piss part of broken glass that they had.
That's the worst.
It was dust.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying their glass is terrible. But if that glass is legit, I'm saying glass hurts like hell, Manny, and you're not surviving it.
No, they had some pieces that was stuck in their skin, but at the same time,
that glass sucked.
I was like, that's a pussy ass glass dust. What is this? What's glass dust in there? What is Cody Rhodes' cousin doing there? Glass dust.
What is this? Icicles?
That was trash.
That was basically icicles.
It was like, you know, I hate thumbtacks, Marcus, but at least bring the thumbtacks if you can bring that little piss ass glass in there.
It's visually better.
Eric, that was the safest piece of glass ever because that came in a Ziploc bag. So Mox prepared this from home. Him and Renee did that.
Did they use the meat clever? Like, look at this glass.
Yeah, Renee, what do you think? What do you think? Is it sharp enough? Might be too sharp, Mox.
I was gonna put that in the recycling.
Well, my whole
kick it over the recycling bin. I got a match this week, Renee.
My whole thing is, I just hope that this doesn't make Don Callis be aligned with the BCC because they already got.
You know what you wanted to say.
No, I did not want to say that, Mark. I'm not nasty like that.
It went to your head because you knew what I was thinking.
No, Mark, I was not thinking about BBC.
But I personally thought the turn. Okay, it's fine that it happened. I just thought it was stupid the way it happened with him taking a screwdriver and then almost costing his guy, I guess, Moxley the match, and then poking Kitty in the eye after. It just made no sense to me.
Well, whole thing about my big issue that I had with it. Oh, go ahead, man.
I would have ended the show after he nailed him, got the 3 count. It lingered too long. I think it lingered too long. I know you're supposed to kind of digest it.
I like that.
And then go to, I feel like it should have just ended, and then it the way they did it does leave you enough to go, I need to come back next week. But like I feel like they could have just ended it and then it'd be done.
I think
I like the lingering.
My issue that I had with this is just that there's been, if Don Callis has had this animosity built up towards Kenny for as long as he had him at. Why was this the match that he decided to turn on? Because to me, there were no consequences of him losing to Jon Moxley except for bragging rights. I mean, it'd be different if this was for like a title shot or something like that. That I think I would have felt the weight more and more. That's my only issue I had with it, because this is just like some feud between the Elite and the BCC for whatever reason. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. And I think that's all I have for that.
And then the last question I have for you is Eric covers everything. Your thoughts on Trick Williams, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes in a barbershop chair with a hat.
He didn't watch NXT.
I did not see NXT. That's the one thing I did not see this week.
He didn't see the coming out party for
Trick
Williams.
Trick
Williams.
Main event
Trick Williams.
Wait, because he was fighting Braun Breaker because he challenged him last week to fight for his honor, his boy Melo.
Yeah.
Did Trick really have a good showing?
Trick had a good showing.
Really? Trick is learning how to wrestle? Shit.
Trick is developing, and it's really nice. But the highlight of the match came post-match when Carmelo went for some jumping attack, and Braun Breaker speared him into Jesus. He knocked the shit out of him. He saw the light. That man, life left his body.
He speared him into forever.
Yeah, I would like to add, this has not been a good week for black wrestlers. I'm just saying, they've all been fucked up in some way.
So if I'm understanding correctly, it seems like Braun Breaker being turned to a heel and just being able to do heelish shit is really helping enhance his character, because like it seems like it's working out better for him. Is that correct?
Yeah,
analysis?
there was a report saying that Braun Breaker was supposed to be drafted in the WWE drafts, but they said that they kind of want to see what he's doing with this heel character.
See where this goes.
Yeah, they want to see what he can do with this heel character before they eventually move him up.
I mean, because I can say that next week on SmackDown, I am looking forward to the Bruising Brutes versus Pretty Deadly. I think that's going to be
the who?
The Brawling Brutes. Sorry, not the
Bruising Brutes.
I don't want to know what the other one is. I'm not gonna agree. They're brutes. They're mean. They're nasty brutes. They're brutes.
That's Eric tonight next photo shoot.
Tyler Bate versus Charlie Dempsey. That sounds like a pretty good match.
NXT had some good matches. But
yeah,
it's just not. It wasn't on par with.
Wait. Briggs and Jensen are together again. I thought they broke up.
No, they made up.
You know, this is what happens when you don't just watch wrestling, Eric. They made up. There's a whole dramatic, long-term storytelling.
Oh,
they're back together.
Mark, let me just ask a question. Did we find out who the fuck Sebastian was?
No.
Is this gonna be one of those wrestling things that's just gonna go down that?
Yeah,
it's gonna be 2025, and I'll be like, damn.
I think we might find out who the attacker is next week, though. Of the women parking lot people.
And inside the office of Sol Roca, who just got mollywopped. But we will find out what happened, why Nikita Lyons is hospitalized, when Ichi was dead, Sol Roca vanished from the face of the earth. And it's so many more.
I think it's just them three.
Yeah.
But Wendy Chu's now wrestling on Level Up, so technically she's alive and well.
But Wendy Chu's also wrestling on Instagram by Thursday.
Is that really alive?
Like it seems like Elektra Lopez and Wendy Chu are having matches with each other who could out thirst trap other people. And I'm like, look at you guys go. Go ahead. And you know who's liking them all? Wes from B-Boy. I see his name. Like, I was like, go ahead, do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Why are you outing Wes like that?
You know, damn.
What did Wes do to you?
You know what? I realized I deserve some stitches right there. Because I just stitched on that man. My bad.
Well, if he's liking on Instagram, clearly he doesn't give a fuck who knows what he likes. Let the man like what he like. Shoot. I don't know. I don't have any follow-up comments on that. Other than that was it.
Lions turtleneck carried all that cake. That's why she got her some cake partners to help her carry her cake.
And I'm just a man that's trying to eat cake, and people are trying to make it
It's the story of my life.
Oh, that thing I sent you yesterday just really highlighted the cake thing.
Oh,
Stanley.
yeah, Stanley. I need some cake, or I might explode or die or something. Whatever
Can't you just eat a fruit?
I'm glad Eric has walked away from the show.
I haven't. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for lunch.
What?
Nothing.
You're in the middle of a show.
Well, I am the man who likes to eat.
Eric, you
sandwiches.
can't dissociate from the show when you're the host of said show.
Yeah, it's okay when Booker T does it when Cora Jade is cutting her promo because no one's listening to Cora Jade anyway.
Man, as you guys said on numerous occasions, we should just put Cora Jade and kept Toxic Attraction. Let JCJ keep talking because Gigi ain't doing nothing, Cora ain't doing nothing, and JC ain't doing nothing. They could have been together.
Cora's your next NXT Women's Champion, as I put in our poll.
I couldn't make that a poll because there were too many options.
Or whatever, whatever that statement was, or whatever it was. I put my name in the hat just to get the chat discussion. I went with Cora. Although my heart tells me JCJ needs to win this title. This 2023 is gonna be the year of the Double J's. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I was proud of Double J. He did not take that drink. He's staying sober, baby. Keep it up. Stay sober, Jay.
Good job. Appreciate Jeff Jarrett doing that. But fuck you, Dax. Just blindly just pile driving people. What the fuck? That could have been a child. He didn't care.
I just really feel like FTR could be really in a better situation.
But I just need to ask the question though. If you're blinded, is pile drive the first thing you're thinking about?
I just got to get my hands around a motherfucker and pile drive him.
You know, most people do like this when they blind. They reach out, right? He was like, "I'm gonna pile drive a motherfucker."
Pile drive.
You know, for all you know, that was Cash. And those love handles felt familiar. You broke my neck. We no longer have the titles. Oh, my bad.
Damn, that's crazy.
And what are your thoughts on Thunder Rosa and Miro walking into Tony Khan's office?
You know what? So first and foremost, the first thing that I realized that they said this is that now the rankings are no longer in AEW. The rankings don't exist because we find out if you want a match, if you want a title match, you just go talk straight to Tony Khan. Clearly, that's what Miro did. That's what Thunder Rosa did. They all try to get on.
No, you misinterpreted. They all look like they were asking for their jobs back. Are we done with our suspension yet, Tony? Because this is ridiculous.
You know what, though? El Luchador has looked at it a different way. You know what? I appreciate Dax being ready to throw hands no matter. No. Dax had a great 2022. He had a great 2022. 2023 ain't been so great for Dax. Though.
He's tag team champion. But I want to say this for Dax.
So,
and then he had that match with Jeff Jarrett. You didn't watch that match with Jeff Jarrett, Eric. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Marcus, let me do something real quick for you, man. I'll do something real because people done did this for WWE, Marcus. They the tag team champions of what division? Give me 3 tag teams. That's not the Acclaim in AEW.
Best Friends. Gun Club.
No, the Best Friends are a trio now with Bandito.
The Hardy Boys.
Trio. Wait,
Private Party.
Still employed?
Yeah.
I thought all these people were fired.
No. Tony Khan don't fire nobody. They all are retainers. Juice and Jay White, whatever that is, their relationship.
Man, they signed Jay White, and Jay White hasn't even showed up.
That's an obscure. That's a deep cut.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a deep cut. Because what is going on with Swerve and Keith Lee? Are we ever going to finish this story?
Oh, Keith
Lee is going to be 90 years old.
Betty.
Kings of the Black Throne.
No, they're trios.
No. When there's 2 of them, it's Kings of the Black Throne.
No, they don't. They're trios.
Butcher and Blade with Kip.
Okay, so I guess I should change it. Do you care about any of these other tag teams?
No, but they have a division.
Once you do that, they have a division. You got Lucha Bros.
Lucha Brothers fought. Ray Phoenix fought an unnecessary match against Claudio to start.
No, it was Double Jeopardy. It was Double Jeopardy. You need to respect what Double Jeopardy is. You need to respect it.
Double Jeopardy,
you need to respect it. You need to respect it was Double Jeopardy. This is Jeopardy.
What does that even mean, Marcus? What does
it means if either one will win, they get the challenge for the other person's title, I guess. It was Double Jeopardy. Now Claudio can challenge for the Ring of Honor tag team titles because he wants it.
I can't believe we didn't name the most obvious one, the Young Bucks.
Well, the Young Bucks are middle-aged Karens kicking in the ring.
God God damn, that's you know what? You're right, man. That was damn disrespectful. But you know what? They barely do anything these days.
Since you brought them up, that one post in the mid-card mess, Marcus, I'm curious where they were disrespecting the Usos, saying that they're not the best tag team champion. And
I don't know this post in the mid-card mess, Eric.
I don't think they're the best tag team champion. But Marcus, who is
clearly
the
Alpha
best
and
tag team?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Who's the
Eric,
best
man,
tag
Roman
team?
was speaking fact. Roman didn't say when I was listening to Roman talk, Eric Roman didn't say one lie. When he said ain't gonna ever be, and I quote, 2 family members main event night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. And I know we ain't been doing this for a minute, y'all. But that shit ain't gonna ever happen again. And I went, shit, he right. That shit ain't happening. Ric Flair's not walking through that curtain to main event with Charlotte.
Marcus, it's a possibility. You can have Rock main event in A1 and then Simone.
Eric, that's the same family.
But isn't that right though? Oh, that is. You're right. It's the same family. Fuck.
Ain't no other family doing this.
Hey.
Unless Triple H and his daughters made event night 1 and night 2.
No. I have hope. Cody Rhodes at the prime age of 60 years old and Liberty will be main eventing night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania.
Nah. Not happening.
You're right.
Nah.
Damn.
Only Triple H and his daughters may do it.
No, because Triple H can't do it because he got a bad heart.
No, he have his daughter main event night 1. His other daughter main event night 2.
Maybe Becky Lynch and Seth, but they're not technically related.
They're a family, though.
They're family.
They might be the best. That might be the best shot, though. Damn.
Shit ain't gonna happen.
God damn it, Roman. Why Roman got to go out there and speak truth? That's why he tribal chief.
Wait, so what was the mid-card best question about tag teams? Who's the best current or all time?
Pretty much he said that I'm going to make a lot of people mad right now, but I want to let you guys know that the Usos are not the best tag team. And he gave a reason why they're not the best tag team because they only have wrestled in WWE, and therefore there's so much better tag teams out there. I don't know.
Can I also add Michael Jordan has only played in the NBA.
Marcus, there were many people who went and said, we don't think that the Usos are the best tag team. However, that statement of them only wrestling in WWE makes absolutely no sense. And then he started to backtrack a little bit when they pointed out that the New Day and Usos had great. He was like, oh, those were great matches. However, I think he was just trying to make FTR the greatest tag team of all time.
Right now?
Right now. And I don't
know. Aussie Open right now is doing the exact same thing FTR did in 2022 and 21.
Aussie Open. You go with Aussie Open.
No, what? As the best tag team? No, I'm just saying the compared to FTR. I'm an FTR guy, but do I think they're the best tag team in the world? Nah. Because, there's Dax. There's
I really want to figure out how to use that picture of Bad Buddy talking to Kendall Jenner somehow on this show, but I had no way. But he looks.
That could have just been that tag team discussion. They're just yelling in the air, talking about the Usos would be the greatest tag team, but they've only wrestled in WWE. And that's not 100% true, because I think they wrestled in Booker T's Reality of Wrestling at one point.
Well, they did. El Luchador says the Uso haven't had good enough feuds because they don't give an F about tag teams. I mean, I guess you could argue that.
That's also true. But the Usos in the WWE space have had some, they had some good runs with feuds. I'm going to throw in the New Day feud and then the Sammy and KO feud. And I guess Roman and Solo is going to come happening. That might be the Money in the Bank match you get, Manny. Usos versus Roman and Solo.
Because I can do this shit. It was from Matt. Okay. He says, hot take, the Usos are an excellent tag team. But, in all caps, not the best ever. They've been booked to be the best at all times for one company. I like teams that were told they weren't shit and had to prove people wrong. The Usos and any other promotion aren't top guys. I said what I said.
Eric, that's one man's opinion that barely coats in the mid-card mess. Why you?
But then it started, and then it led to 31 different comments that really,
Start a war, Jesus.
Yeah, it was interesting.
This was one of those all due respect posts, though.
Yeah,
It started off with all due respect.
So it says.
Are we talking about the best tag team ever, or are we talking about the best tag team now?
I would say probably the best tag team now, but I don't know.
I think with character range and matches, I got Usos currently at 1 or 2 right now because who better?
Brian Cage. He better.
Who? See,
with characters, the Young Bucks have no characters. They don't do anything. They just go out there and have their matches or run and make saves. They kind of aren't doing anything character-wise. FTR, they're kind of about to feud with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. I'm okay, I guess. But I enjoy their matches. They had an amazing run with the Briscoes last year, but it's a lot. It's a lot of teams out there.
It's hard because I don't think tag team wrestling is featured the way that tag team wrestling should be featured. I don't think people give the respect, but I mean, like you could even argue when Drew McIntyre and Sheamus were together as a tag team, shit. I mean, Veer and Sangha has a good chance to be one of the best tag team ever because I mean, Veer just knows how to hit them poses. I mean, they were already famous ones. And let me say, I got excited for that promo. I was excited. Ginger cut a hell of a promo. They gonna come from the shadows, y'all, from the shadows.
But also, let me add this. That the AEW has destroyed their tag team division by adding the trios division and all these other trio divisions and Ring of Honor to their show because it split all their tag teams into threes or twos.
I have no idea what's going on.
Like, if you really want to say a tag team that I really enjoy, as brought up earlier, the Kings of the Black Throne with Brody King and Malachi Black should actually be considered one of the elite tag teams in the world, but they're a trios tag team.
Man, Brody King should be a champion by himself.
Me, you, and Ryan are the only ones screaming out there. Brody King is the man. Shoot.
I feel like that statement should be past tense. Did.
Yeah, I don't think they do that. I don't think they do the best tag team anymore.
I still think they have some really good tag team matches. I would prefer.
But I wouldn't say it's the best at the moment.
Well, he said AEW does the best tag team wrestling ever. It's one of the best. I'm going to give him that. I give him that.
The heyday of AEW tag team wrestling with Jungle Express was a thing.
I agree with El Luchador here.
They weren't they called the Jungle Express? No, they wasn't.
They were called the Perry Express, Eric. Jungle Jack, Cherry Express.
Hey, the bar might have been my favorite tag team of all time. I love me some Sheamus and Cesaro.
I don't think he said the bar isn't that high a passing tag team wrestling. Eric, he isn't talking about the bar's ranking.
But he made me think about the bar because I remember I still have that shirt. I thought Sheamus and Cesaro were a great tag team.
Yeah.
I said, DIY.
I'm gonna say it's the best time to be a tag team wrestler right now. There has been and there's been a lot of good tag team. WWE does not book tag team wrestling. This is the most we've ever cared about WWE tag team wrestling. It's currently with the Usos, Sami Kevin, and now Solo and Roman, who are dedicating their run to Alpha and Sika while Samoans.
And no disrespect, Imperium is a very Fabian Auchter and whatever their name was before, they're a very good tag team too if they got the chance to shine as tag team wrestlers, but they're just going to lose to Sammy and KO next week, unfortunately.
And to break all this down to what's the best, as a Luchador brings up everything, Impact has the best women's wrestling. They don't beat Stardom. That when you watch that, you go like, oh, they serious about this shit.
Yeah, but who's watching that?
I know, Manny. I know. But I'm just saying, like, when you go like that. But I think every wrestling promotion does something extremely well. Extremely well. Like, if you watch WWE, if you want to watch for big characters and ridiculous stories and the structure, probably, you watch WWE. If you want stability, he wants stability, watch Impact, which I thought never said.
With your time with WWE.
No, they structure they have their shows down to a pat, Manny, and you know it. They have it structured really well.
only thing WWE does,
Except for when Vince destroyed the strip.
the only thing with
But even
WWE
then,
does now is that it gave Dirt Sheets a headline to put when they have a slow week. Vince has torn up the entire script of Monday Night Raw, and everything is being reworked.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Best one was this week. My best one was there's some people. So someone interviewed 2 people backstage in WWE, and they're happy that Vince McMahon came back. And then the headline became some people are happy that Vince McMahon is back.
Yeah,
you spoke to 2 people.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know how headlines
was that?
work, and that's how they do it.
John Laurinaitis and Bruce Pritchard or something.
Marcus, they weren't even performers. They were probably like dudes that's in cater. Oh yeah, Vince always give me a compliment when I make his jello just right. You know,
It's Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews and Bruce Pritchard. Like, I'm happy Vince is back. Apollo, you were carrying a spear with him last time. I like what I was doing.
I got paid more money when I was carrying that spear.
Yeah.
my question is like, how did the Dirt Sheet get backstage anyway and talk to somebody? Like, who is these Dirt Sheet people?
They got sources.
I mean, it's just that, hey, we need to get some traction on our website. Let's say Vince tore up the script. All right,
Who
let's
they
do that
talking
again.
to? Theory? You goddamn right it was me, Abby. It was Theory and Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that's the 2 I was thinking the right way.
If they were talking to wrestlers, like, you damn right he's back. Baron Corbin still ain't won a match on TV.
He ain't. Lost
But
to
that
Cameron
Paris crowd, that reaction.
You know what though? Actually, when Baron Corbin got the jobber entrance where he didn't have one, but when Cameron Grimes came out, he just looked like a jobber. I was like, why are they giving him the?
I mean, in so many ways, when I watched this match between
coming
these
out.
two, you know, I was like, we need to merge them together and make trunks. They should just be a tag team. I mean, all right, Cameron Grimes ain't gonna go to a place on the main roster.
I just find it funny whenever the NXT people show up on the main roster. I always look at them different and go, huh, maybe you shouldn't be here. This room looks a little big for you. I don't know why.
I disagree with you, Marcus. Pretty Deadly looks like they belong.
No. See, that's different. They look like they belong. I'm saying some people. You'd be like, I don't know if they fit in this locker room. That's a bias comes from. As soon as they walk through, it looks small for you.
When they showed me the Gargano family, I was like, yeah, they don't belong here.
The way?
I was like, oh, yeah. But, you know, whatever. I was like, yeah. I forgot they were called The Way, and I have a shirt back there. Now, there's some people that make it be like, oh, they made it.
Manny, let's make Eric mad. Do our own personal The Way handshake. Oh.
You go put it out. You gotta leave your hand in the there.
Oh,
there you
in a
go.
little. There it is. Eric, you wanna get in on this?
No, I don't have FOMO, man. Good for you guys.
You do have fun. What are you talking
You
about?
do. You jumped on the show last week. Come on, Eric. Come on.
I jumped on the show last week because I was able to jump on the show last week because I
Come
got
on, Eric.
home.
Can't leave me hanging. Why are you flicking me off? Why are you flicking your wife off? Or the cat? Or
Nobody's in here but me. Shantae went to a Mother's Day
Shooters.
brunch with her mother.
That's what every hostage day situation goes.
And brunch sound good.
No one's in here for me.
Mashing up. Nobody's in here but me, damn it. It's just me,
I'm
myself,
picking
and
up
I.
all the cord.
Fuck y'all. You know
Now
what?
let me read Timothy Manifesto. I don't know.
What am I in denial about, El Luchador?
The way.
I'm happy that they have success without me. I'm glad that me taking a break and walking away and let these guys lead.
You
to the
didn't take a
success they
break.
have.
You just didn't even show up. That's the whole thing. You didn't take a break. You just don't show up.
You don't even
Hey,
have a
man.
doctor's note.
Well, you gotta understand. I did not realize Backlash was on the same day that I had that dinner that I had.
And the fact that he didn't tell us, I count that as a no call, no show.
So, man, is that two demerits I got?
We have escalated this.
Well, Manny, for the record, I told Marcus. Marcus just didn't relay the message.
No, I relayed it as soon as I found out.
I called out to one of the managers.
Not in a timely manner. You can call the Lord.
I feel like we need to do your return to work right now on live on air.
Are we gonna really do this intervention? Because clearly we still can't end shows at a timely manner. We having a 19-minute overrun.
Hold on, we did. When Marcus was dying on Tuesday, we got the show down to off.
I got the hell out of there, Eric. It was a 30-minute show. I got the hell out of there.
I ain't gonna lie. When I got the audio, I was like, Fuck, a Tuesday show, only 30 minutes. What the hell's going on right here? Also, for all the people, if you guys want to listen to the audio, we're available at Spotify, iTunes, whatever. You know, you can hear the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. And also this Saturday show when it does take place.
Yeah, can I help you sit up?
And now on YouTube Music, if you actually do that.
Yeah, I will give Manny the graphics eventually. I just don't know when I'm going to get time to do it.
So
you made an opening?
No, so the Saturday show. So on YouTube, you can make a playlist, a podcast, and then that goes into the YouTube Music feed, so you can get additional. But you have to have a square image of the actual.
But Marcus made
Eric, how about you do that? How about you do that, Eric?
No, Marcus, no. You know why I'm not gonna do it? Because it's never to your satisfaction, Marcus.
I don't give a damn.
I've worked with people like you.
I don't give a damn about the audio.
I
would be Vince McMahon tearing up the script. Yes, I know who I am.
I would just use the graphic that you've already made a square for.
No,
hold on.
See, I need graphics for ETE and Raw Retro. The other two.
ETE don't have a logo. It just says ETE.
You know,
it's only gonna be that.
I was throwing ETE in the audio feed, and then I stopped throwing it there. No one even cared. I don't know if anybody wants ETE in there. I should just put it in there.
Anyway, this is not the headline it would be. Legendary podcasting host talks to Joy New Brand. You have to click the link and go, who is it? Who the fuck is this?
Yeah. Oh man, when they always say WWE wrestler, multi-champion WWE wrestler is released, and you go there and be like, who the fuck is this? No one cares.
Those are the wrestling dirt sheet headlines.
Hey, Mark, how did you feel about Zoe Starr picking out crazy Nikki Cross, who was doing whatever she was doing?
I think she needs to have respect for mental health, Eric, and she clearly don't. She's just calling people crazy, and then she won the fight. I don't know. Eric, I think the most painful thing I've seen in wrestling in years was watching Dana Brooke try to high-five a fan, and the fan not wanting to reciprocate. That might be the saddest thing in the history of wrestling. That was the end of Dana Brooke's career. I honestly would fire her that night.
I mean,
I'm like, God damn, the babies don't want to slap your hands. This kid, hold on. And first of all, this kid looked like a teenager. Every teenager would just ground titties for no reason.
Mark, can I also?
He was like,
Mark, can I also Dana Brooke's fate too, Marcus? Natty wasn't gonna mess up her heels and run down and save Dana Brooke. She strutted down there looking like a overworked cafeteria lady, just ready to serve some people with her own titties. You want some of these mashed potatoes? Yes, thank you, Miss Natty.
Stop attacking Natty. Leave Natty out of Dana Brooke's problems. But oh no, she shut up to save her. I think that's a former tag team partner, right?
I don't know.
Natty on team with the entire division.
Are you really part of the division if you haven't teamed with Natty?
I like to think the women's tag team division is Natty and Liv, Natty and Raquel, Natty and Shotzi, Natty and Dana.
Can I ask you a question though?
Tag team wrestling is booming in WWE.
Hey, did you like that moment, Marcus, backstage? And I know it was a meaningless moment on Monday Night Raw where Dominic was with Rhea, and the next thing you know, Xavier and Tozawa was having a good ass time. And
I want to know what they were laughing about. I want to know what they were laughing
about. Dominic, go and approach Woods, and then Woods decided to nut up on him and become a black man. What you mean? What we gonna do now? Like, I was like, oh.
Yeah, his cornrows in, Eric.
I was like, oh shit, Woods is from the streets today. He ain't the scholar.
Eric, he had to be. He ain't got Big E or Kofi Kingston to back him up now.
I mean, they was causing some trouble. I think I'm gonna go grill me a turkey burger on the grill. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm hungry.
Jesus, how did you just change your opinion? You just went wrestling and then immediately into food.
Yeah, he was about to go something else.
It's 12:22, so I need to eat.
So I stayed up to 4 in the morning. I watched the movie Air. Did anybody see that?
Yeah, I watched that. It's a really good film.
It's good, but I'm disappointed that Michael Jordan isn't in the movie.
Marcus, I don't understand how you're disappointed when they pointed out that Michael Jordan was not in the movie.
Yeah, I want Michael Jordan in the movie, Eric, and it only makes you want to see Michael Jordan more. They hype his ass up, and all you get is, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" It's just some black man walking around in the room.
Yes.
And he's, "What's up?" And I'm going like, he don't say anything. He don't do anything. He's just an inanimate object.
You don't even see his
It
face.
drives me crazy.
You don't even see his face.
You don't see his face.
You see his hands. You see the top of
You
his
see him
body.
looking at the shoe.
No,
There you go. Hey, I want to see Mike.
That's like for me right now when I log on to YouTube, it's kind of hard for me because the only thing that they keep throwing into my face is The Legend of Zelda because the new one came out and I'm like, I'm not gonna fall for it. I didn't play Breath of the Wild, so there's no reason for me to jump into the new one. I gotta play Breath of the Wild first.
You didn't play Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, man. But Breath of the Wild is a totally different thing. Subscribe to our OnlyFans and we'll make that shit happen.
Breath of the Wild.
Hey, for the record, let me point out a dude who ain't really working out the way that he
I can see Eric agree, honey.
You know,
Serious sword. Talk about, baby, I got the Master Sword. Are you ready to feel all of the Triforce?
hey, let me Hyrule you, baby.
Breath of the Wild sounds like the National Geographic swimsuit edition.
I would love for National Geographic to get wild like that. They doing what? I bet you the ratings to go up. Come check out the wild ass titties we gonna show you tonight.
Will Peaches be on the cover? Peaches? Look at that Bowser yelling, Peaches!
Peaches on the cover.
I think she would make it. She would be.
That'd be a separate movie.
You get Peaches, you get Zelda up in there, that swimsuit edition.
I'm sure this all exists, guys. Check your Pornhub notifications. I'm sure all of these bills. Yeah, I'm sure all these. I don't know. I don't know, Manny. I just thought it was something to say. I'm sure. Check your Gmails and your whatever that they see.
Mark is telling on himself right now.
That's all right.
People that have notifications on Pornhub are the people that actually comment on videos on Pornhub.
Yeah, I'm sure. You trying to tell me I'm sure Pornhub works just like YouTube, and you have like, because I have like at least 30 notifications because of what Manny posts on YouTube, and I'm sure Pornhub is like, hey, check out that new Mario porno tonight.
Let me also point out that you honestly take it to a point even further that they have a login for Pornhub. You don't really need a login for Pornhub. Once you got a login, that means that you really made it to that.
No,
level.
you gotta get that premium subscription or whatever.
Nah, man, you don't need that premium. All you need is 5 minutes. Oh, there it is. Click. Work is done here.
Eric's in the new tag team 5-minute warning.
Did someone say 5 minutes?
You know what? This show has really jumped off the rails right now.
Eric, when you go to Pornhub, do you search Wild Samoas?
I do not. Wow, Marcus. I search Hall of Fame Samoans. Anyway.
Yeah, you're looking for tribal chiefs and stuff? Or the tribal queen?
Tribal queen.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the derailment of this show. All 4 people who are watching this right now, I apologize for what these guys are talking about. I have a lot more decorum. You guys may not recognize me, but I'm more recognizable.
Excuse you. What did you say before we went on there?
I don't remember what I said.
Something about little men. Or no, what? Marcus was having microphone troubles, and you said he sounded like someone just grabbed his balls.
Yeah, you sound like you were a little man, and some big man grabbed your balls or something like that. I'm like, what?
First of all, you added extra words. I didn't say it sounded like some big man grabbed your balls. I didn't.
You said some big man grabbed my balls and some little man.
Like somebody grabbed your balls.
You made it seem like the size of the man's hands were essential to grabbing my balls in the way it sounded.
Clearly, you just pointed out that only big man can grab your balls because that's what you thought about when you thought about this.
You better be a big ass man grabbing my balls. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm fighting you. If you a little dude grab my balls, you dead.
So
Big man, I'm gonna swing, and it's gonna be.
What's the matter? To have a big man grab your balls. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Please don't hurt me.
No, I'm gonna swing and try to hit him, but ain't shit gonna work. Hey, your camera get exhausted.
I just turned my camera off because at the end of the day, I can't hear you talking about a big man grabbing your balls. Clearly, Cody Rhodes can't grab your balls, but Brock Lesnar could because he's a big man.
Well, it'd be scary. I'm gonna fight Brock Lesnar. And then imagine,
Marcus,
yeah.
Say, look at my face.
Look at my face. You know how scary that would be if he's grabbing your balls? Look at my face. Look at my face. I don't know you, Brock. Why are you doing this to me? Marcus would fuck the shit out of me. He'd beat the shit out of me. That'd be scary as day of my life. I'm gonna say this publicly, and I don't even know what this means, but he'll fuck the boo boo out of me, Eric. I don't know. I don't know.
I can't follow up on that. This show is over, everybody. I hope
He
you guys
would fuck the
enjoyed
boo
this
boo out of
show.
me, and I couldn't do anything about
No,
it.
stop, Marcus. Stop. Stop.
He would do the same to you. Look at his face. He would. What would you do about it?
Peace, everybody.
Manny, what would you do about it?
Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
you're going to have to look at his face for the rest of your life.